This is probably the worst I'm ever going to look on camera. Hi. Yeah, unfortunately, this weekend was a pretty big one for video games, and I could not be at home during any of these shows to share my thoughts and reactions. So we're doing kind of a uh, post Summer Games Fest kind of talking point here. This is going to be very chill. Probably not even going to edit this one, and I'm going to upload it to the second channel. And we'll see what happens. We'll see how it goes. So first off, fucking Persona. Dude, Persona 6, Persona 4 Revival, they look so good. My brain is tinkering with ideas on what Persona 6 could be about based on what they showed. I'm excited. That's the thing I'm most excited about, is the one of the couple things that I keep going back to when during this whole thing of been going on in my brain with like new game announcements. Is one of the few things that I've been consistently looking back at, and I'm just like, this is sick. I'm excited. I'm gonna play it. I'm gonna play them both when they release. We have no info on 6 other than that it exists, and 4 comes out next year. 4 Revival comes out next year, so I'm gonna be fucking gone for a month, and you are all gonna know why. So yeah, like those games I was excited about. FF7's final remake part being announced. I'm currently playing through the remake series on stream, twitch.tv/SockHunter, shameless plug right now, even on the second channel, Get Fucked. And that, yeah, it looks fun. It looks like they're doing a lot of interesting things with the last of those games. So I'm excited to get through Rebirth and eventually play that way later down the line. Dude, there was so much happening this weekend. Like, I actually cannot even comprehend or remember some of the stuff. They showed more Onimusha. I do know that. Tifa's in Street Fighter. That was what I was trying to lead into from the FF7 remake part 3 thing. Tifa's in Street Fighter. That's incredible. The rest of the Street Fighter characters for that season pass I didn't really care about, because it's just because I don't know the characters. They could be cool, and I'm gonna keep my mind open that they will be cool. But for now, I'm kind of just like in a neat. We'll see how they play. We'll see if they're cool. And the only reason I even have issue with that, and why people were kind of like, except for when Tifa showed up, was that it's really hard to sell a new character as a DLC unless it's like from a new character from like a different thing, you know. But like, if it's like a new character within your universe that is your DLC character, it's like, that's a little harder to sell to people, especially in fighting games, when most of like the exciting things, I'm like, who's coming back, or any mainstay characters that may have not had a thing happen come in. I mean, Bosch was in 6 already, just not playable until now, which I think that's cool. I like that they're doing that. But the other two I've like never even heard of before, and they don't look bad. They look neat. Haven't seen any gameplay of them though. I feel like if you had gameplay ready for these characters, I think more people would have been excited for it. Tifa could have been just the teaser, and that would have been it. But excuse me, the other 3 probably should have had more. Code Veronica remake, they did it. They did the thing we wanted, which is a Code Veronica remake. I'm excited for that. I want to see how that game is going to be. I think Code Veronica needed that more than 4. I think it should have been done before 4 even was considered. I didn't dislike 4 remake. I liked Resident Evil 4 remake. I just prefer the original. That is my stance. I prefer the original game, even after playing the remake all the way through. Code Veronica, though, I'm excited. I want to play it. I'm ready. Fuck, I just realized that it's coming out around the same time as Revival. There's too many games. But other than that, we had some cool stuff from Castlevania news as well. Got some stuff for the end of the year that personally I'm not super into myself, but I can tell that they're big deals. I think it's cool that they're coming. Monster Hunter expansion exists. I liked Wilds quite a bit. I think it got very tedious and annoying by the end. And I think the story was boring, and I don't like the way it presented its narrative. And I've had friends tell me like, "Oh, if you're into Monster Hunter lore, you'll love it," and I'm like, "But the way it's presented to me, it sucks. You can tell me any story, and if you present it in a fun way that keeps me engaged, good. I don't like how they did it in Wilds. Sue me. I don't think I'm the only one. I also think the way you connect to multiplayer sucks in Wilds, but yeah, that besides the point. A lot of Switch 2 advertisements showing that there's nothing coming to that console. Cool. Xbox actually trying, like they're actually trying. Doesn't mean I'm gonna get any of their games, but like I respect that they're trying. You know? And even if it's just like, oh, I liked these Xbox originals, and like as a kid, I probably still wouldn't get them now simply because of my thoughts towards the Xbox brand and business as of currently. Again, I can respect that they're trying, but with some of the decisions they make over at Xbox, Microsoft as a whole, I'm not a fan. I don't like them. I will just say that. There were some other cool things that I just can't remember. There were so many stacked announcements in this weekend in these shows that I'm just like, what are we? What else happened? I'm mainly excited for Persona 4 and Persona 6. Like, I'm excited that we have the confirmation that they're working on it, and and a new game I'm going to sink my teeth into in February. In less than it, in like 8 months, you will not see me for a while. I'm gonna try to get shit ready for when that game launches, so I can have I just be like, all right, schedule time, upload, finish the game. I gotta start working on videos again, and then come up with get ready, just be ready for it. Spyro coming back, that was another one. Spyro coming back is interesting. It doesn't look like it's a platformer, but it looks like it's an interesting direction for Spyro to go in. I don't think it looks bad. I feel like it looks more like kind of an adventure game. I'm thinking like a Zelda-style game where you fly with Spyro. I think that'd be pretty sick. It does look pretty freaking cool. Nintendo had nothing this whole time, which I don't think they usually ever show their stuff at any of Jeff Keighley's shows outside of Joker in Ultimate. Still one of the best reveals I think I've ever seen happen in a live show. I'm blanking on other stuff. Let me pull something up real quick. And then I'll scroll through and see if there's anything I want to talk about before I go on to my next point. Yep. The new Stellar Blade, that was one. I'm not a big fan of Stellar Blade from what I've played of it. I played it for I think about 5 to 6 hours, and it has really good boss battles and a really good combat system for boss battles. I hate fighting the trash mobs, the little small enemies. I hate it so much. They're so annoying. And I don't really like the world design. I'm not compelled to run around in this world. Wolf Among Us 2 is interesting. I'm not a Telltale fan, but even I can be like, that's cool. That's neat. Yeah, I don't think there's much else that I'm super interested in. The Virtual Fighter, the new Virtual Fighter looked cool. We'll have more talking points about Sega here in a second. I forgot that Platinum is making a Last Ronin TMNT game. If you do that well, that is going to be that's probably going to be one of the best licensed things of all time. Stranger Than Heaven having Tupac was very weird, very funny to me. Gen Atlas, I forgot about that from Team Eco, Alien Isolation 2. That's right, the new Cuphead announcements, I'm remembering. Yep, and then Veronica. And then the stuff from the Xbox show that I was like, oh, wow, okay. And that leads to my next talking point here. We're getting really good at showing people games they want in the gaming industry. We're getting really bad at noticing what people don't want, and companies are trying to get really comfortable pushing generative AI as a core part of development. And it's part of the reason I'm kind of half and half with how I feel about shows like this. I like seeing new games get announced, especially when there's stuff that I like. Persona games, bro. I'm so excited for those. Virtual Fighter is cool. I like that Tifa's in Street Fighter 6. I'm excited to get to that third FF7 game when I get to it at some point. After playing Rebirth, after playing Remake. I'm excited for those things. Resident Evil looks really good. Capcom is killing it right now. It looks so good. But then there's other stuff like Crazy Taxi World Tour, where Sega just does not want to tell you what they use generative AI for, which that alone is a problem. But also just consider they had to use generative AI to come up with the concepts of a Crazy Taxi game. The game where you drive around really goddamn recklessly for money. And that's like the whole point. And it's chaotic as fuck and it's arcade fun. They had to come up with a concept. They had to have AI generate something to help them make that. That one I don't understand. That one hurts. That one probably hurts me the most and is my least favorite announcement of the show now. Because I kind of had this thing in my brain where Sega weren't going to try that. Then they did. And thankfully, I think the backlash everyone has been giving Sega kind of tells them that this game might be dead in the water at launch and that they should not try using AI and stuff again. There are going to be people that buy it. There are people that love Crazy Taxi and they're happy that it's back. They want to play it. I understand. I get you people. If Persona 4 Revival got flagged of using AI, I would feel so bad for not playing it. Or not for not playing it, but I would feel so bad if I played it, so I wouldn't play it. But I would be like, damn, I'm missing a Persona game. And that would make me feel sad and upset, and I would hate myself about it a bit. I understand, and people have been waiting on Crazy Taxi for way longer than people waiting on like any other of the other announcements that were shown. But also just consider the fact that literally everything about the use of it in this medium is really bad. Like, not even just environmentally, like everyone, we hear that one all the time, environmentally. Like, yeah, clearly, yes, environmentally it's awful. And I think that should absolutely be put into consideration. But I'm not one to beat a dead horse to you over it. I think just in general, that as an added facet, it's a part of it. But on top of that, it completely just kind of removes the creation behind creativity. It gets rid of a lot of like work for people that have specific skill sets and the things that they are using it to do. It is just kind of making everything feel the same and look the same. And I've been feeling that for a long time about games, and this is not helping. It is really not. It's really not. And I hate it. I hate it so much. Usually it looks bad. Let's not forget that. Usually it looks bad. And it is all to force in the narrative that this is the future of what games are. When really, we've been doing everything fine. Not even just with games, just like with everything. We've been doing everything fine in any regards that people are trying to push language module, LMM shit AI into. We've been doing everything that they're trying to have them replicate just fine, and it's been looking way better and human made, and it doesn't come off like things are being called slop a lot now, and I definitely think the rise of this generative shit is making it happen. So like now people are just taking anything that seems like a kind of like something a little cheap or something a little like kind of goofy as slop because they're being fed the worst things of all time all at once. I have very strong distaste for very specific things, and most of them use generative AI, and it tells me you have no talent and you should not be in this medium. That is all it tells me. And it's the same to CEOs and executives pushing this shit on games. You are telling me that you have no talent and you do not trust the hiring process to actually get a person that you trust with artwork and coding and testing and all of this shit in music. You are telling me that you are too lazy to find someone that you can trust to do the work. You're also too greedy to pay them. You are the ones funding this shit nobody likes and ruining the planet, as Barrett Wallace would say, because you want to save a quick buck to go back home and not even fuck. Because your wife probably doesn't love you, but she's with you for the money. That's probably what it is. Or your husband. You could be. I'm not going to discriminate. Anyone could be an asshole, and I fucking hate. So, yeah, it's just the idea that we need this stuff in the gaming industry that pisses me off the most. And the kicker for me is that Sega did it. I was a firm believer of Sega just like sticking with their guns and making Sega shit. That is what has been happening recently with their games and their output. Excuse me. They've been making Sega as fuck shit, bro. And Crazy Taxi I thought was going to be on that list, but even just having generative AI in it kind of takes it off of that list, to be honest. Because my thought on Sega was that it was always chaotic, it was always wacky, weird concepts that tried to push the barrier originally and continued to make some fucking crazy things over the years. Good or bad, didn't matter. I feel like most people did not care with Sega. If it was interesting, people liked it. This one immediately makes it less interesting to me because it's going to be generating some of the same shit that we've already seen. They didn't even disclose what it was used for, by the way. That one is still annoying. I'm sorry, I'm blanking while trying to think of talking points for it. And it means that I thankfully, hopefully, I'm hoping in my mind so hard that Sega is using Crazy Taxi as a test for any sort of AI use in the games, because Crazy Taxi is, as much as people love Crazy Taxi and really enjoy it, you can't deny that it's not as big of a hitter as like Sonic games or what the Atlas titles they're releasing, or even Virtua Fighter. Virtua Fighter has a big it has a scene behind it. There's like a competitive scene with it. Crazy Taxi might have had more players at some point, but Virtua Fighter has a dedicated side of like the world playing it. A new Crazy Taxi is just like a new fun Crazy Taxi, which I think is important, but not when you're gonna generate shit to make it. You know what I mean? It's like that's why everyone gets clowned on when they fucking use it, and then you got the people that are way too defensive on their social media sites being like, the thing I like is AI. I mean, it's gonna take over everything in the future. That's what I've been telling. No, bitch. You think it's gonna do that because you're letting it do that. You dumb ass. You fucking idiot. You're stupid as fuck. Don't support this shit. I mean it. It's the same reason with like the Halo Combat Evolved remake. They've specified very early on they're using generative AI for it. So if I see any fuckers playing that game, I know I don't like you. It's as simple as that. I've honestly gotten to a point where I'm very firm on my beliefs and my talking points and my feelings. If you are buying any project that is using generative AI in any sort of way to generate the creative process of some sort and taking it away from being fully human made and having actual care put into it, fuck you, man. Like, I don't like you. I don't like supporting it. I don't support it at all. I don't want anyone to fucking support this shit because it's the most inhuman thing in the world, and we are letting this slide way too much. I am hoping to God the dirty AI bubble pops, even if like video games almost crash again, which don't think they will. They're too popular. It has I genuinely believe it has nothing to do with gaming. It's all to do with executives trying to push this fucking thing as the next big way to create anything. I think that's the problem, and it is ruining a lot of creative things for me. it's actively affecting how I feel making any of the videos I make for you people, any of the streams that I do, anything that I try, anything I write. It has actively been making things harder for me mentally because of how many people out there are supportive of this when it's not actually that many in the grand scheme of things. Let's be honest. But when they slop it out and they just get to live better lives from it while ruining life for the entire planet and making it harder for people that actually have creative instincts and want to create, making it harder for them to establish themselves and get a job and to work in the industry. All because some fucker was like, I generated a picture of a butt farting. Like what? That's stupid as fuck. It's so dumb. It's horrible. And I hate it. And I hate it. I didn't want to turn this into a giant AI talking fest. I wanted to just talk about my issues with creative stuff alongside with what I'm excited for. Let's do the takeaways of what I'm excited for. The Persona games, I'm back, baby. I'm fueled. I'm so stoked for those games, man. Resident Evil looks great. Castlevania looks great. I'm glad we got even more visual on the new Castlevania. It looks great. FF7 stuff looks great. Tifa and Street Fighter. Awesome. New Street Fighter characters. I'm not as stoked for that, but it's pretty cool. Let's be honest. And a bunch of other stuff all in between that I'm not going to look up again. Alien Isolation 2 looks great. I know it's also Sega, but like, fuck, dude. I'm certain people behind that project would not. I'm actually going to look it up. Give me a second. I'm looking this one up. Yeah, there's no AI disclosure. There's nothing. I'm not using it. See? There's stuff to be excited about, but there's also stuff to be critical about and to save your money on. And it sometimes hurts. Sometimes it's on about things that you like. But please stick to your guns and just decide that you don't stand for this stuff and you would rather see a person work on it and all this shit. You know? No, that goes for anything. It's not even just video games. Like it goes for books, movies, music, YouTube videos, especially that please stop watching AI slop videos. Jesus Christ, fuck. Oh my god. Make fun of them. Call them stupid and cringe and dumb, and then they'll go online and be like, the haters don't understand how much work I type into my scripting process. The script is prompt, chat GBT. And then I'm going to use the, copy that, put it in the AI voice. Let's have Jennifer Lawrence say it. Like, fuck off, dude. I hate you. This is more comedically anger filled because I don't want to be I don't want to be negative. Okay, I am excited about games. There were good game announcements. I'm overall excited. But there's just some things that I'm critical of and I want to see change. And I want to talk about it because it's pissing me off. Does that make sense? I hope so. That's the end. Thank you. I hope you check out the streams, twitch.tv/SockOwner. Check out the main channel, watch a video that I spend a lot of time making. I don't know how to end these very well. Thank you. Goodbye.